dictionary defines temperance, or better yet, temperament, as the combination of mental and emotional traits of a person. Their current predisposition, according to natural rules or convention. An unusual personal nature is manifested by peculiarities of feelings, tempers, actions, etc., often with a disinclination to submit to conventional rules of restraint. In writing this, I felt that our current predisposition, according to natural rules or convention, is a state of poverty, including intellectual poverty, social poverty, and most of all, economic poverty. To improve our situation, we must manifest our disinclination with rebellion and refusal to accept failure as the norm and only allow the rich and famous to prosper. We must feed our minds with positivism and success and immerse ourselves in the knowledge and wealth of our history to give us prosperity in the future. Lastly, we must not allow the struggles of all those who came before us to simply fade like ashes in the wind. And now I present to you temperance. I know that I may not be the great speaker that some may look for or want, but I would like to tell you what I think the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would be for us today. After listening to several Martin Luther King speeches, I've learned that his dream is deeply embedded in the hopes and wishes of slaves. As I allow my mind to drift back, I can almost imagine how he would feel today when fewer racial barriers exist to hold us back as a majority and we are still not prospering as we should. Would he look back today and be ashamed that the many bludgeoning beatings and blows that he and others took to stand up for righteousness were in vain? Would he hold his head down in shame that the once proud black race has reduced its mothers to whores, its daughters to high school dropout crackheads, its sons to drug dealers and murderers? Would he be hurt that we are committing genocide among ourselves and throwing away the educational opportunities that sweat, blood, and tears have made way for? Tell me, how would Harriet Tubman feel if she could see that she walked all those miles for freedom so that we could fall right back into slavery? Was it all in vain? I mean, have we truly risen from the ruts we came out of, or are we digging ourselves into deeper ditches? Examine where we are right now. Where ghettos are no longer forced residence, but a rest haven for crime and filth, injustice, and the destruction of beautiful minds. Where drug dealers are glorified and being intelligent seems to be marked by a mental yellow armband worn by the Jews of the Holocaust. Tell me, how long will we sit here in this pretentious predicament and watch the decrepit degradation of our own people? A blessed people, one that has been promised greatness. Tell me, how long will we sit here and watch popular music, television, or our own so-called television stations that consume the masochism or gratification of sexual nature derived from pain, iniquity, lasciviousness that it releases to teach our young people what it means to be a man or woman? Tell me, when will the day come when we unmask our true slave masters in revolt? Ignorance is plaguing our people like never before, worse than any grandfather-in-law or men in white hoods on horses could ever do. Ignorance is slowly tearing at the fabric of our foundation to eat away at our potential for greatness. Is it because we have no seemingly outright issues to protest that we have simply laid on a pallet of contentment to stay where we are, not reach for higher goals, higher plans? I would like to attempt to realize the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. for us today. First, challenge yourself to break out of the mold and be great. Secondly, use the opportunities that are sitting in front of you to make a great nation. Finally, make your mark in this world. Live the life that our ancestors and our parents, they only dreamed about. Thank you.
Promise so to live that I shall exemplify the high ideals of brotherhood, scholarship, and service, and to show myself worthy of membership in Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.